Hello, friends. It's Chris.
Good, Zach.
And welcome to another episode of Chris and Zach Attack.
Tech. The news. I get it right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're going to be attacking some news today. Why is Vince
Yeah.
McMahon sniffing some money on our screen again, Zach?
Because he loves money.
Oh, I love money and women.
That image perfectly illustrates so many of the video game companies right now. They're like, they smell the money and they just need more. I need more money. Can't get enough of it.
Money. Well, the most recent company that's loving some money is the Chris and Zach Attack company. We're not making money though, so. But you can help us make some money. See what I'm doing here? By hitting that subscribe button down below and hitting the notify bell and help us grow. We're trying to reach 30 followers by the end of the month, so please help us grow. Get us there.
Come on.
Get us there. We can't do this.
I want our logo over Vince McMahon's face someday.
Oh, we'll just hang on. I'll just do it right now. Oh wait, I can't because he's above us in the order, and I'm too lazy to change it. So
someday
it'll be there. Anyway, another company that's sniffing some money recently.
Yes.
Actually, quite often.
Yeah, well, they've really had a taste for it ever since their previous game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's Rockstar.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Ever since, like,
what is it, Rockstar Entertainment or just Rockstar?
I don't know. Rockstar Entertainment, Rockstar. Like, because Grand Theft Auto 5 came out.
Yep.
And it was super successful. Like, the game sold so many copies, and it was just ridiculous how many copies it sold. I think it's like one of the highest selling games of all time. It's right up there. And then they found out that they could do microtransactions. So you put microtransactions in one of the highest selling games of all time. Well, that just means even more money. And they've realized, like, they could probably replicate the success with a lot of their games, because you look at their other game, Red Dead Redemption, it's a very beloved game, and the sequel is on the horizon. So people are really excited about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yeah.
So Rockstar's thinking, wow, we could put microtransactions and probably make a lot of money in addition to the sales of this game, because $60 to buy, and then the microtransactions for whenever Grand Theft Auto 5 come out, like
2014, I think, actually.
So yeah, 2014, that game came out. And it's just been microtransactions up to this point, where it's just been buy virtual money, buy virtual goods with your own money. And they've made ridiculous amount of money out of it. I mean, it's just insane.
Yep, you can currently buy the shark cards, which net you in-game money to buy cars, planes, gear, what have you. And it's actually a very lucrative business because Take-Two, is it Take-Two Interactive or Take-Two Entertainment? I think it's Take-Two Entertainment.
Yeah. Take-Two, that's their parent company of Rockstar.
They said that 42% of Take-Two's revenue came from microtransactions last quarter. So they're here to stay. They're going to make them a lot of money.
And then a lot of Take-Two's games, like they also own the Borderlands franchise. They have that, and that lends itself to also, you can put loot boxes into Borderlands very easily. So people are kind of saying, well, now that Take-Two said that they have a lot of revenue from microtransactions, Borderlands 3 is almost assuredly going to have loot boxes of some type in that game.
Absolutely, it definitely will. And Rockstar even came out and said during Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually going to for sure have microtransactions in their online platform, just like GTA 5. So
yeah, I mean, I don't doubt they're just going to copy Grand Theft Auto 5 online. I mean, like, it's successful. It's worked for them for years, like you can see with all that. So they're just going to make Red Dead Redemption 2 online exactly like Grand Theft Auto 5 online. It's like, it's such a smart thing to do.
It's very
They'd
smart,
be dumb not to do it.
They would be really dumb.
Yeah, it's like free money right there.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But
I love money.
Oh, who doesn't love that?
Just look at that image. That image doesn't lie.
Like there, like just boom, Vince McMahon. Oh, money. And Rockstar. Oh, money.
Yeah, Take-Two, Rockstar. Yeah, sniff it. They love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just, yeah. I hope for maybe they learn some lessons in Grand Theft Auto 5 online, and some of like the microtransactions aren't as like egregious as just straight up buying money and then being able to use that to buy things in the game. I hope it's a little bit more thought out than that, but you never know. It probably won't be.
Uh, you gotta have some faith that they're gonna have some type of thing. Like, take Battlefront 2 for instance. That's a good segue.
Oh yes, the other company that loves money.
Battlefront 2 is coming out pretty soon, and they have declared that DLC is going to be for free. But in order to kind of compensate that loss of revenue, they have added microtransactions into the game, similar to how Overwatch does their microtransactions, where you can buy the loot boxes. They don't really like hurt the gameplay of it at all. It's just cosmetic items.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm totally fine with Overwatch's loot boxes.
Absolutely,
no problem whatsoever with those.
Absolutely fine. Like, I've bought in a couple of their loot boxes. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's like, if Rockstar can do something like that with Red Dead Redemption 2, where it doesn't impact how you play the game, like, I mean, I don't really like how they do it in Grand Theft Auto. You can buy the fastest car and the best plane, or the best guns, the best armor, the best clothes. It's like, I mean, it's all cosmetic anyway. Yeah. But you know, it's with Grand Theft Auto, it's a mix of game styles, because you can shoot people, you can race people, you can demolition derby people, you can do whatever the heck you want in that game. It's like free reign sandbox type of thing, which is a lot of fun. But if you put microtransactions in there that alter how the game is played, it's not going to be good. So.
Yeah, and if they do that with the online component, and they just like do that and it's fine, like, okay, fine, leave that for like the multiplayer component, but don't forget about single player DLC, because people still want that, and people have been asking about that in Grand Theft Auto 5 since it came out.
Absolutely.
So if they're going to say we're going to do microtransactions in the online component, okay, cool, fine, do that, but also don't forget about the single players and like the people who want single player DLC.
Yeah,
for the story to continue.
You can't forget about single player, which that's exactly kind of what Battlefront and EA are kind of doing here. So let's go ahead and move on to our other source of news here. Battlefront 2, their loot crate prices have been revealed, as well as the content release schedule for their Last Jedi DLC type like month. They're gonna have a whole month of DLC for the Last Jedi.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But first, let's talk about the loot crate prices. So let's go ahead and bring that image up. Hey, there's a loot crate. That's an Overwatch loot crate.
Yeah, that is Overwatch.
But it's it serves as a good segue.
Same
replacement. Idea. Yeah. So the loot crate prices here are as follows. So you buy loot crates in game via crystals. Now, all these loot crates and crystals, they can be obtained in game. Like, you can play the game and you can obtain these crystals and loot crates. No big deal. But you can also buy them with real money. So how loot crates are is you buy loot crates with the crystals, you buy crystals with the real money.
Yep.
So a hero crate, we're doing top of the loot crates. A hero crate costs 110 crystals. Starfighter crates cost about 120 crystals, and trooper crates cost 200 crystals.
And do we know what you get in each of those crates, or is it just like
you do?
Because I know it's going to be, obviously it's different things in each loot box.
Yeah, it's going to be different from what it's going to be different in each loot box. You're exactly right. I had it up here.
Sorry to screw up the flow.
You messed me up wholeheartedly. Here we go. Found it. All right, so this is off the GameSpot, and all that.
Yeah, that's a live stream. It looked like.
Oh my God! Turn that off. I'm gonna get copyright notice here.
Shoot. Okay, right there. Looks like players can use crystals to purchase hero, trooper, and starfighter crates. Each one includes 1 or 2 star cards, crafting parts, and additional item with range for most weapons. Victory pose another kind of hero crates.
Okay, so No, it says each one includes 1 or 2 star cards, crafting parts, and an additional item, which can range from emotes, weapons, victory poses, or other kinds of star cards. So it doesn't say exactly what is in each one.
Yeah, so like, are your odds better?
I think it might have like a better odds type of deal the higher you go in price. It's my assumption, at least. But okay. I mean, that would make sense. Or like, each one could have like more of like a higher quality, higher odds to get a higher quality star card, emote, or whatever.
That makes sense. Okay, I get it.
But now the crystals is kind of where people are kind of getting butthurt about here. So
yes.
Now crystals cost real money. You can buy 500 crystals for $4.99. 1,000 crystals for $9.99, 2,100 crystals for $19.99, 4,400 crystals for $39.99, and 12,000 crystals for $100. So if you take $100, you can get 60 trooper crates for that money.
See, that's a problem right here, because this is like mobile game pricing style. Like, this is like a mobile game where you can buy your loot boxes and your crystals and all that stuff. But the thing about mobile games is they're free. So like, you could download a mobile game, play it for free, and then if you're like, hey, I want to like support the developer by buying this like mobile game developer, I want to support them, so I'm gonna buy some crystals, I want to buy some loot boxes for them. But the game's free, so you can choose whether or not you want to support them. Star Wars Battlefront is not free. That is not a free game. It's not.
Well, Overwatch isn't a free game either. It's a $60 game, and then it's free.
But also with Overwatch, they're not actually affecting the game. It's just cosmetic. You can opt into loot boxes in Overwatch if you choose. You can say, yeah, I want to get some different costumes. I want to get some different stuff, and just to kind of like get some sprays or emotes or something. You can choose to ignore it, and your game is not affected at all. This one is actually giving you drops that have changed the game. Like, the game changes somehow with like the star cards. Those give you different powers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the star cards are something to be concerned about, because it actually does affect the way you play the game. It's like a buff that you can add to your character. So that, and then, like, that is cause for concern.
And they're freaking expensive.
So, and yeah, that's the thing too. Like, there's also crafting in this game, and you can craft these star cards, but it's currently unknown like how often like you get the materials to craft these things.
Yeah, like, is the one thing I need to craft this amazing star card, like, is that like 500 loot boxes like into the game I finally get it to drop? Like, you don't know. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, the crafting items also come in the loot boxes too, and I don't know how else you can obtain them other than loot boxes. From the beta, it looked like you could only obtain them through the loot boxes.
Yeah.
So hopefully they make a change. I think they did say they were making a change.
Yeah, it looks like epic star cards, the highest tier, will no longer be obtainable through crates. Instead, players will get their hands on primary by crafting through special ones will be attainable starter pack. Yeah, that's just... Yeah, it's just, I just wish star cards weren't a thing in the game, because they changed the game.
They do.
They actually like.
Now let's kind of look at Overwatch's loot box pricing real quick as a comparison. So you can get 2 loot boxes for $1.99. They don't really have an option for that here. But the equality of $4.99 is 5 loot boxes, which is 500 crystals, which does not net you 5 hero crates.
Which is another thing I like about Overwatch. You're not buying a second currency to get the loot boxes. It's not like I'm buying crystals that are essentially have no value to buy the loot boxes, because you just want the loot boxes. I don't care about the crystals. I just want the loot boxes. And Overwatch is like, well, you don't have to buy these second currency that doesn't mean anything. You just can buy the loot boxes straight up, which is why I wish EA would do that, instead of saying like, well, here's some currency that you could buy and like then you can buy your loot boxes with it. But the currency breakdowns encourage you to spend more money, basically, because it's like, if you spend $5, You get 500 crystals. You can't even get 5 loot crates with that because it's 110 points.
For $9.99, you get 11 loot boxes. Which this is the thing there with Overwatch, the value in the loot boxes and how much money you spend actually goes up. So you get 2 loot boxes for $2. You get 5 for $5. You get 11 for $10. So you're getting 1 extra one for your money for $5 extra.
Yeah.
You get 4 extra ones for $20. I mean, they're essentially saying it's $1 a box, but the higher you go, the more you get.
Yeah, you're basically like, if you buy the highest tier, you're basically getting free loot boxes, which the EA one, you're getting nothing for like free. There's no reward for spending lots of money on this game. It's like, you're going to spend lots of money. We're still going to get you because it's mobile price style gaming. These are mobile game prices that are basically set out so you spend more money, and they're going to take advantage of the consumer and not give you anything for free.
Yeah, and here it says you get 60 crates for $100. You're losing 20% of your profit. Like, you're not EA's profit, but your profit as a consumer.
Your money is
the loot crates are not worth as much as your money is. Whereas Overwatch,
that's why they do the crystals things, because you're going to put your money into crystals, and since you're not buying loot boxes directly, you're stuck buying crystals, and your money isn't going to go as far when you buy crystals versus the crystals it needed to buy loot boxes.
Yeah.
So
it's not
a bad deal. Don't buy these crystals.
Just play the game, get them organically, and just keep your money in your wallet, people. Of course, there's going to be people
Overwatch loot boxes.
There's going to be people that's going to buy into this, and I feel sorry for them because they're getting ripped off.
They are. Like the whole crystals. As soon as you see a game that's like, we're going to use a second currency that you have to buy with real money, that immediately should be a red flag for anyone playing a game, because you got to look at the breakdown. Like, okay, so what is my money getting me versus like, okay, so like the crystals thing, like obviously that's just a bad deal. It's a terrible deal.
Yeah, it's not good at all. This is basically EA wanting to sniff some money here.
But like I remember when they first announced Battlefront 2, it's like, but all the maps and all that stuff, it's going to be free, and everyone's like, oh my god, EA is finally learning, they're finally listening, only to give a big middle finger to the consumers and give them these loot boxes and microtransactions. Yeah.
Should get Stone Cold Steve Austin picture with the EA in front of him, like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. It's like they're trying to say like, oh, we learned our lesson. We're sorry. We're not going to charge for DLC and all that stuff, but we're going to charge you for all this other stuff that is like even more predatory and even more like hurt your reputation and make the game worse.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 because loot boxes, it sounds like they're here to stay. Yes. However, if game companies learn their lesson, they're not going to charge for DLC anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just wish the loot boxes didn't include like the star cards thing that actually affects it. If it's like Overwatch's loot boxes, I'm fine with them because it's just cosmetic. It doesn't change the game. It just changes the way your character looks. You can change your character, and Overwatch gives them away for free a lot of the time. They give those things out like freaking candy a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. So when they're doing practices like this that fundamentally change the way the game is played, that's when I get worried about loot boxes and microtransactions.
Well, I mean, let's go ahead and move on to their DLC here because they are going to be releasing some DLC next month. Quite a bit too. Like it's basically going to be like a DLC month. Like I think that's how they're doing their things now. Kind of like
just going to keep pumping this DLC.
Kind of like Overwatch events. Like they're really comparing this game to Overwatch in a lot of ways. Some are good ways, some are bad ways. This is a good way. So on December 5th, so Last Jedi comes out December 15th. My birthday, boy.
Damn.
December 15th comes out. So they're doing a whole month's worth of stuff to release. So on December 5th, so multiplayer is going to get a lot of stuff. You're going to be able to choose a side, either the First Order or the New Republic.
First Order, come
on. So whatever side you choose, you get special faction quests over the next few weeks. Yep. And your choice on what faction you choose makes a difference as the rewards you receive will be specific to your faction.
That's pretty cool.
On December 13th, new heroes and maps, along with a new single-player mission, will be released. So the new heroes are Finn and Captain Phasma. The maps are Planet Crate for Galactic Assault, and I can't say that. I think it's Dakar.
Sure. So
or
it's
maybe
a made-up
Dakar.
word. You can pronounce it however you want. It's not a real word.
I think it's Dakar because it doesn't have the QU sounding.
Oh, okay.
It's a D apostrophe QAR. I think it's Dakar. So Dakar for Starfighter Assault. The new single player mission is going to be called Resurrection, and you'll be able to control a protagonist, Eden Versio, during the days of the First Order's rise to power. So that'll be some good stuff. And pretty much throughout December, there's going to be new quests and challenges for your specific faction. You can actually get all this information, I believe, off of Battlefront 2's website, or I think I got mine off of GameSpot. You can probably find it on Game Informer and all that. So
I mean, and they're probably just gonna keep pumping out the DLC because in a couple months after The Last Jedi, Han Solo movie comes out.
Yep, probably gonna have.
So I mean, they're probably gonna have.
That.
Yeah, they're gonna hype that up somehow and have some Han Solo related quests and maps and stuff in Battlefront 2. I mean, which is cool. If this was the game, this would be great. If this is like what EA did, minus the loot boxes, people would be so hyped about this game, and this would be like freaking one of the best-selling games, and no one would be talking bad about this game. But at this point, people are talking bad about this game.
Absolutely, and if it wasn't for the loot boxes, it wouldn't be such a problem. I honestly, the thing about loot boxes is it's an opt-in experience. Like, you can opt in to buy them, you can opt in to not buy them. And it's, if you don't buy them, congratulations. I hope you still have fun with the game. But if you do buy them, it's like you're feeding into the machine, and you're not really helping the problem. That is loot box. Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's like you said. Put loot boxes in the game, but don't make it change the way the game is played.
Yes, because like we understand that games are expensive. Games cost a lot of money to make. Mm-hmm. That's like something we're not like. Yes, we've agreed on that. Like, games are expensive. They're getting more expensive now. Budgets are inflating. They need some way to recoup their money. They see loot boxes as a way to do it. Sure, do it that way, but don't make the loot boxes totally change the game and ruin the game at some point.
Exactly. But that's going to do it for Battlefront, but we're not done with EA.
EA's back.
EA sniffing that money. Oh, yeah.
This is all their loot box money. They think they got to put it somewhere.
Oh, the loot boxes are making us money. What do we do with them? Well, I mean, there's a couple of game places that we can buy there, Mr. EA. Oh, let's buy Respawn Entertainment.
Yes. So yeah, EA over the weekend they said that they are purchasing Respawn Entertainment. That's people who made Titanfall 2, and that's it. Those are the only two games they've made.
Titanfall and Titanfall 2. Yep.
But the big reason that people are hyped, not hyped, excited, not excited, because Respawn that company is created by the guys who made Call of Duty. Originally at Infinity Ward. It's two of the creators of that Infinity Ward studio, which created Call of Duty, which they left Activision because they didn't like that they didn't have creative control under them.
Yep.
Which it sounds exactly like what is happening with EA. They're buying Respawn, and EA is not going to give them creative. They might say they'll give them creative. So they're not going to give them 100% creative control.
We reported a couple of weeks ago that someone from a former employee of BioWare came out and basically said that EA has been coming in and saying, no, you got to add this, and this, and this. So this guy was actually a lead developer for Mass Effect 3. And Mass Effect 3 is pretty much all done, all taken care of. And then EA came in and be like, multiplayer is really popular. Add a multiplayer to this single player game. But it's a single player game. Like, there is no room for multiplayer. Well, add it anyway. We're your boss, add it. Like, it'll make us money. put loot boxes. They did put loot boxes in that.
Yeah, they did.
So pretty much they developed the multiplayer game, which actually turned out to be pretty fun. It was just like a horde style, like survival type of game.
It's
You play
pretty
with
much
other people.
Isn't that what they did with Andromeda? Same thing.
Yep, it was pretty much the same thing with Andromeda, but it was just kind of like it wasn't needed. It's a single player game. You don't need multiplayer, and it's exactly what they did with Dragon Age. They put in a multiplayer to this largely single player franchise.
Yes.
It didn't make sense. So
Yes.
So yeah, that's creative control in a nutshell.
But if we go further back, the guys who created Call of Duty and at Infinity Ward, they originally worked under EA on the Medal of Honor franchise, which was a World War II. It's a World War II shooter back in the day before Call of Duty. So the guys were working at EA, didn't like that they had full creative control over their game, Medal of Honor. So they left EA to make Infinity Ward, sold Infinity Ward to Activision, left because they couldn't have creative control under Activision. And then they did the same exact thing, created a new company, and then sold to a big company.
Yep.
So how long is it going to take for these creators to say, wow, we don't have creative control here at Respawn. We're going to leave and make a new studio?
It makes me wonder if they were under some sort of debt and they couldn't quite get out of it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the Titanfall 2, because, I mean, that game is a good game, but it did not sell as much as they were expecting. So I think you're right saying they were expecting Titanfall 2 to be a bigger success than what it was. And they're looking like, shoot, like, we got some bills we need to pay. We got to do something drastic. And EA is like, hey, we'll buy you guys. So, yeah, I think you're right where they're basically saying, like, this was almost like they had to do it, like a necessary evil for them.
Yep. But it's kind of funny because they bought them out for 151 million cash.
Yes.
There's gonna be $164 million long-term equity in the form of stocks, basically.
Yep.
If Respawn ends up making a game that reaches certain performance milestones by 2022, they may pay. Then EA is going to pay them an additional $140 million.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I just looked up Respawn. They're working on a VR game. They're working on an unannounced unknown Titanfall series game, and they're also working on a Star Wars game. So, it's a third-person Star Wars game. It is going to be multiplayer focused, guaranteed multiplayer focused, guaranteed to have loot boxes in it. So this is just.
I'm wondering. Right, I'm wondering now if this is like kind of like the game that Visceral was working on.
I think so. Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. EA's kind of becoming that monopoly of.
So yeah, what is it? November. So let's say like November 11th, EA buy Respawn. November 11th, 2017, EA buys Respawn. Let's see how many years down the line it takes for them to say EA has closed Respawn.
I'm kind of getting worried about BioWare, to be honest, because like they just closed down one of their studios.
Yep.
And now we got Horizon coming out. If Horizon doesn't make good money,
well, what game is that? Oh, Anthem.
Yeah. Or not Horizon. I keep calling Anthem Horizon for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. If Anthem doesn't hit sales goal and that thing fails, yeah, I mean, what's stopping EA from saying, BioWare, you're done?
Yeah.
Like, we're shutting you guys down.
Yeah. So hopefully something happens. There's a lot to talk about BioWare, though, but we'll have to say that for another time. But, yeah, EA, Rockstar, sniffing that money.
I love money.
Money. I'm like money fucking over my consumers.
There you go.
All right. So that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification to know when we're going to be posting some more videos. Comment down below.
What's your favorite loot box? No, don't comment.
What is your favorite loot? No. What are you excited for? Where do you see Respawn going in the next few years?
Yeah. Let's hear some thoughts about Respawn because. Yikes.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget to check us out every week when we post some new stuff. I'll be streaming all week on twitch.tv/SgtMajorCool. Zach's gonna be.
I'll be here.
Zach.
Hey.
And we'll be back with some more videos soon. You guys take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye.